What is going on between them?
I'll do anything. I can date everyone. I don't care that I'm still married to my wife.
Do not look. Jessie, stop looking at the comments. We're going to need to bleep that one out.
Cheers to me. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Gina.
Welcome to Mormon Wives Confidential. Season 3 is officially behind us. All of the dramas, the alliances, and the heartbreaks who have really shaped who the women are today.
Let's get right into it. Jessie. She has been through the ringer since January, or actually maybe December, when she started getting a plastic surgery overhaul.
Tragic. I mean, I can't believe how many things she's done to her body, her face. It's really been like a kind of an eye-opening experience, and it's been really wonderful seeing her being able to open up about it on her social media.
So refreshing.
Yeah, but I think she's really kind of opened up about the struggles of what doing like a really dramatic look overhaul can be and how it can impact your mental health.
In the past, we know she's had a nose job, she's had a boob job, she had labia reconstruction or labia reshaping. I'm not entirely sure, but it sounds painful. And then in the past couple months alone, she's had another boob job. She had fat grafting in her face. She had upper and lower bleph surgery, which is when you like get rid of some of your eyelid and under your lower eye to make that really nice and tight. So her eyes are very open. And I believe,
I think that's everything.
That's everything.
And it's interesting because like in the beginning when she first, during I believe it was season 1, she was basically like very candid about the initial surgeries, including the labia surgery, which was kind of funny because there's like a scene where she's literally like holding her pants open and she's like, look. And they're like, oh, look, she's so much smaller. She's like showing off her vagina to the girls. So she's been really putting herself out there when it comes to like this like different, changing of her appearance.
Which is so refreshing.
Totally.
As we say every week, the Kardashians could never.
They could never.
Never. Can you
No.
imagine Kim being like, I'm getting labia surgery?
I think they've only admitted to like injections.
Injection to like a little bit of mascara and one little thing of Botox.
Lip liner. It's lip liner.
Yeah, it's lip liner. It's like, girl, you
Stop.
all have new faces and new bodies. Let's be real. It's extremely refreshing to see a reality star open up about her plastic surgeries and be candid about it. On the other hand, it's a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, like, and I think that she's gotten to the point where, and she herself has acknowledged that it's gotten to the point where she's like, okay, I think I'm done for a little bit, or at least I think she may have even said she's done like forever.
She said until she needs a facelift at 50.
Yeah.
So that she's in her mid-30s, so she has a good 15 years, hopefully, of no surgery.
Yeah.
A lot of people are Team Jessie. In a lot of ways, she's the protagonist of the show, but she has been fighting with Demi, really like crazy fights for the past few months, and things got really, really, really heated in late November around Thanksgiving time. They had allegedly made up when they had that kumbaya moment at the end of season 3, but that did not last long. Demi made a comment about the girls not like staging scenes and producing themselves and not being real on the reality show.
Mm-hmm.
Then Jessie went on TikTok and did this like video that was completely insane, and I'm going to read it verbatim because I don't want to get a second of it wrong. So, since she wants to be petty and be an asshole, I think I'm just going to go ahead and say that Grandpa Brett likes to drink her like it's dirty soda. He gulps it down like water, and that's what fruity cereal is. Jess, what are you doing?
Oh, fruity cereal is like my favorite. It was like my favorite food on the planet.
Now?
I mean, like, I figured, we're going to talk about how he drinks her like fruity cereal.
After Jessie told fans and viewers what fruity cereal really means.
It was on,
and Demi went completely insane. She did release a statement saying that their sexual act was an intimate act between her and her husband and has nothing to do with what went on with Marciano.
After they'd filmed at Vanderpump Villa, allegations were made that Marciano and Jessie had slept together. And so Jessie had denied that they slept together. She did admit to an emotional relationship with him, and I think some kissing. And basically, Demi, I guess, feeling that there was going to be heat on her, basically was like, look, I was sexually assaulted. And she has this whole line that she's saying is that he grabbed her twice. And she's very vehemently like saying, you know, this happened and I was sexually assaulted. And
she said unwanted touching.
Unwanted
was
touching.
The wording. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, like she went from grab to unwanted touching. Like it was very, very forceful. And these are serious allegations that she was making against Marciano. And then I interviewed Marciano. And he was adamant that none of this happened. So when Demi had started saying that she was sexually assaulted, Marciano started to basically hit back and threaten a lawsuit. And so he had broke with us at the U.S. Sun that he was going to sue her. And he, sure enough, kept that promise. He sued her in federal court for defamation. And that case is very much ongoing. We're not saying whether Demi is telling the truth or not, you know, but the cast members, most of the cast members of Mormon Wives, don't believe Demi. We don't know the full extent of Demi's involvement in season 4, but we know she is like appearing.
She is appearing. She's in the trailer. She is singing in a very cringe moment, which the editors are doing her dirty when they have her like, she's like, I'm going to have a singing career. And then they have like record screech. It's pretty painful to watch. And then most notably, she is not included in the cast photo for season 4, which everyone took to mean that she's been demoted to a friend of, kind of like in the Housewives. A lot of times when one of the housewives does something that's not kind to production or gets on Andy Cohen's bad side, they're demoted to a friend and they appear a little bit in, or like at different degrees in the season, but they are not considered a full-time cast member. And that appears to be what happened to Demi.
We know that Marciano signed a contract, a very strange contract. He's basically like, I'll film for free, guys. Like, I agree to film just for the publicity. So it'll be interesting to see like what kind of actual role he'll play in season 5.
Right.
And if he comes back at all for season 4. Like, I don't know if 2 people can be on the show at the same time when there's like a lawsuit involved.
More will be revealed, honestly, because this lawsuit, as you said, is ongoing and there's no end in sight.
And it also says a lot about what Hulu thinks about the allegations in themselves. Like, you know, if, not that we've never had an abuser come on a reality show and abuse on the show and continue to be on the show. But we do know that it does seem like this is something that production is very much standing behind, the Marciano side of things.
On one hand, Demi seems to be crashing out and she's taking a step back, but Whitney is like really on the rise. She's done the Kim Kardashian school of reality TV and really taken this platform and made a giant, massive career of it. She is on Broadway. She was on Dancing with the Stars. She is like a real bona fide entertainer now. And that's incredible.
It's incredible. I mean, her run, she was just like, nope, guys, I'm here for the opportunities, and God bless her. She just took them and ran.
Absolutely ran with it. And her role on Broadway has been extended. And our colleague Nicole broke the news that it's been extended, and Mark Ballas, her Dancing with the Stars pro partner, will be on the show with her.
Yeah, in Chicago, right?
Yes, in Chicago, correct. So that's going to be really exciting, and her career is really incredible.
Yeah, I think she had even announced that her and her family have like quote unquote officially moved to New York. So I guess the kids are being schooled here now, I would assume. That does leave some questions about what's going to happen with her Utah home. They just bought a Utah home. I think it was like at the beginning of 2025.
Yes.
They had sold their last home, which was like they had upgraded to from like a townhouse
gorgeous
to like
home.
Very much larger property. I think it has a pool too. We broke that story at the Sun, a little with the details of it. So it'll be interesting to see what she does with her like properties, you know, now moving forward. I mean, she seems like she's like a woman of the world now. She's
right. And if she lives in New York, how can she be a real member of MomTok? I don't think she can be. So she has said in an interview, like buried in the interview, she mentioned she's filming from New York for season 5, but we do have exclusive reporting from our colleague Nicole that she is really thinking of taking a giant step back and leaving MomTok altogether just to focus on her singing and dancing career. So on Dancing with the Stars, we really had no idea of the drama going behind the scenes because they don't really show that on the show. However, after Jen was eliminated, Jen said she would never vote for Whitney. And everyone was like, wait, like records, what is going on between them? And we know from Nicole's reporting that there's a lot of drama going on behind the scenes, and that is all going to play out in season 4.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see how this shakes out. It's like going to be probably one of the larger storylines of season 4.
Absolutely. Let's pivot to Miranda, who is stunning. She's so beautiful.
Gorgeous.
She's almost too rational and cool she's so cool.
Yeah.
She's too cool for TV. But
yeah, Miranda's like just even Steven, man. She's like, like I think last week we said that Macy and Taylor were like the heartbeats of the show, but like Miranda's just like the head. She's like, I'm going to keep it straight here. I'm going to be rational and reasonable, which is so unlike everybody else on this cast. Like everybody they're such firecrackers. They're literally just so explosive. And like I think about Miranda and Demi when they got into that like argument about did Chase shove you, or was it just a touch, and like does she just like I could never, if I was defending somebody who I cared about, like my baby daddy, and somebody was accusing him of abusing them and shoving them, and she was so even keeled. Like I would see red. Like I don't even know how these women are.
I've known you for many years, and you would not react even keeled. You would probably punch her across the face. Yes, it would be. That might be. You'd actually be
this is a show because actually even Demi shoved her in that conversation, and when Demi shoved her, Miranda's just like, okay, this conversation's over, and she walked away. I'm like, dude, we'd be brawling.
Yeah, it would be ugly. It would be very ugly.
We'd be on the floor.
Yeah, it would be bad.
Leaves would be going left and right, eyelashes flying. It would be a mess.
But so we do know that Miranda, even though she seems very even keeled, her life behind the scenes is not that way. And her baby daddy Chase, oh my God. So she announced a few years ago that they divorced, but you just uncovered exclusively that that's not the case.
Totally not the case. Okay, so like I think it was like 2024. She posted like a TikTok saying like #divorced, and everybody in the comments are like, congratulations, wonderful, good for you. And then there was an interview done with a very major outlet, who I'm not going to give credit to, because they did not do their job in that interview. They basically, the headline was basically inside, Miranda speaks out about her divorce and life after divorce from Chase. And there's this whole interview about her life after her divorce from Chase. And nowhere in the interview does the interviewer question if she's actually legally divorced. And nowhere in that interview does Miranda say that she's not divorced, but she's not. Like, she's not. So I spoke to a clerk in Utah, in the county in which they've lived for many years. They do live separately. They've been living separately for a couple of years now. The last property that they owned together, their marital home, was in that county. So they have every reason to have filed in this county. You have to live in the same county for the last 6 months to be able to file. They could have filed this like a year and a half ago, easily. And so this clerk basically was like, no, there's nothing filed. I would absolutely be able to see it. You'd be able to see it. Like there's nothing here. Over the July 4th, 2025 weekend, Chase was pulled over after swerving all over the roadway. He was in a white Tesla, and somebody called 911 and basically was like, this guy is like driving dangerously. And I believe it was like pretty late at night, July 4th, still when he was finally pulled over. And basically, he gets pulled over. The cops smell alcohol on his breath. They see that he's like kind of slurry. During the traffic stop, we ended up breaking the arrest, and then we ended up getting the body camera footage of the traffic stop, which is very dramatic. Chase basically at some point during the stop, so he admits to being his story. The stories that he's told on TikTok and the stories he's told to the cops are different stories. He claimed he was at a pool party all day, but in reality, he told the cops, and I believe this, is he was at a bar. He went from the pool party to a bar. He said he had some beers in his system, and then when cops found a baggie of drugs in his car, and then they did a blood test on him at the station, and the blood test came back positive for cocaine, amphetamines, and alcohol. And so he had to, during his intake at the station, he admitted that he had tried cocaine for the first time that night. Okay, sure, first time. I'm sure that's I'm sure that's the case. They just happen to pull you over the very first time you've ever done cocaine.
In a segue from one messy baby daddy to another, we have Taylor and Dakota. So we know in the trailer that she is found in bed with Dakota. Again, after swearing up and down that she will never look at that man again in her life. And we know that from the trailer that that's not entirely true. And yeah, she just can't get enough of it.
She can't quit it. She hit it, she quit it. No, she can't quit it.
It seems from the timeline from the trailer, like around the same time she's going to the Bachelorette, she hooks up with Dakota. So, and then the Bachelorette premieres later in March this month. So we are so excited to watch her find love. This is going to be so exciting, and it's way more dramatic than we've ever seen before in the Bachelorette.
Oh, what a snooze fest it used to be.
Oh my God. Sometimes it's like the same thing over and over. And now we have this woman who is just wild.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see because usually the Bachelorette is very much alcohol fueled, and Taylor, from what we understand, is likely still on probation. And in her probation, she's not supposed to drink, and we haven't really seen her drink at all since her arrest. After her arrest with Dakota in, I want to say 2022. I'm not sure about that, but yeah. After her arrest, she got into like an altercation with Dakota at her house, and it was a very, very sad situation. But she was clearly drinking. She admitted she was drinking, and as part of her probation, she was not supposed to be drinking. So this is going to be like an interesting Bachelorette series where the lead character is not drinking.
Just a few odds and ends. We know that Mikayla is dealing with her chronic health issues, her chronic eczema and skin conditions. So that's been ongoing, and she actually had her breast implants removed because she thought that could be related to her flare-ups.
I hope so. I mean, like, it's really hard to watch her go through this. Like, you can see her skin, like, really, like, going through, like, difficult changes. You can see it, like, on camera. Like, her.
It must be so hard to be on camera. And you're constantly having these flare-ups where your skin is really inflamed and itchy, and that must be really tough.
And Layla's really kind of has been stepping into herself.
Yes.
This year, this past season, we're gonna, I think, see a lot of her coming up in season 4.
And she was dating Mason, who's Chase's brother, very hot brother. And since then, they've had a public breakup. It appears they dated for a while, at least 6 months to a year, and now they're broken up. And she said there is bad blood between them. So I'm sure we'll see more about their relationship and what happens there.
Yeah, it sounds like Layla's actually had like a really difficult childhood. I didn't realize that she there was a lot of abuse in her household growing up, she alleges. And it's been a rough go for her, and she really kind of sought the Mormon church as a way to kind of find belonging, and because everybody seems so, quote, happy on the outside in the Mormon church. And I think that now that she's part of the reason why she says she's left the church is because she's come to realize that it's a superficial happiness that a lot of people are exhibiting. It's very much keeping up with the Joneses kind of vibes in the Mormon church. We're learning so much about Mormonism through this.
We're rooting for her big time.
We're rooting for her big time. Yeah, she's modeling now. She looks amazing.
Yeah, she looks incredible, and I really hope that everything ends, she gets the happy ending that she really is seeking.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're going to play a little game now for the first time on our show, Sinners and Saints.
I love this. Okay.
Yes. Do you want to start?
Sure. So I'm going to start with Jessie. I personally call Jessie a sinner, and this is why. She has had so much scandal before the show even aired that people, I think, don't realize. Jagger is supposed to be Jordan's son, and it would definitely beg some questions that she switched paternity from her ex-husband to Jordan at the last minute. So I'm calling her a sinner. Do you want to take Whitney?
Sure. You know what? She's doing really well. She seems like a good mom and a good wife, and she's a good friend even to Demi. She was a really good friend to her when no one else was. I'm going to call her a saint.
I am going to put Jen on the saint side. I'm going to put Jen on the saint side because she had to put up with Zach.
Speaking of difficult baby daddies, we have Miranda. I'm going to call her a saint because dealing with Chase for years.
God bless her. Yeah, Saint Miranda.
Saint
Miranda. Here.
Taylor, that's going to be a more difficult one.
I don't think so. She's totally a sinner.
Okay.
Layla.
Oh, she's a saint.
I agree. She's a saint. She's like one
No
of those.
debate.
She seems like she's a real one.
She seems really sweet. And Macy, also a saint.
Yes, she is the level-headed heartbeat.
And Mikayla, I think that she's a saint. She seems like an awesome girl, a great mom. She has 4 kids. She's a good wife. I'm going to say she's a saint. Stay tuned here for next week's episode when we really dive into season 4 and all the joys that we have there.
Yay! Season 4 is almost here. We can't wait to break it down for you. Oh, it's gonna be such a.
It's going to be a wild ride, and I can't wait. So, as we always ask, will MomTok survive this?
We're learning so much about Mormonism through this. Saint Miranda.
Saint
Here,
Miranda.
here.